Hello, hello, hello.
Everybody to another rendition of the KMD. This is how you can identify us. That's our beautiful logo. I'm Dr. Lakeisha. That's Dr. Kristen, and that's Dr. Amber. And today we're going to be talking about some hot topics. We're going to talk about a little bit of anxiety and how to relieve anxiety with our wonderful guest. Her name's Courtney Brooks, and she is a registered nurse and the owner or co-owner of Naked Nectar. So we'll bring her in a little bit. So y'all, did y'all hear about Natalie Desselle from BAPS?
I heard about it. I didn't hear a lot about it. I just heard that she passed away, and she's relatively young, right?
Yeah, I think she was like high 40s, low 50s of colon cancer. We were just talking about this.
We were. I mean, what was that, like not even 2 months ago after Chadwick Boseman passed away?
Exactly. Yeah, y'all, we did a show on colon cancer. She was so young. She was African-American, obviously. She played in BAPS. People like Halle Berry were giving her shout outs. People like, I think it was, who is it? Bow Wow, because he played alongside her in Medea. But everybody was giving her shout outs on Instagram because it was such a shock that she died so young. So y'all get your colon screenings. If you don't know anything about the screenings, we did a show about a month ago, and you guys can go over to our YouTube channel to watch the show on colon cancer to find out the risk factors and to find out when you can get screened. So that's the link down there, YouTube / all those letters, or you could just do youtube.com / the Cape MD. So we're gonna move on, y'all. How are y'all feeling with the COVID numbers and stuff and everything and the holidays and the this and the that and what's up? How's everybody feeling?
I think this is for me the first time since the beginning where I have really felt an increased concern. I mean, I've been concerned, don't get me wrong, I've been concerned the entire time, but the last 2 weeks, it seems like every day I know someone personally who has either been directly affected or has a family friend who has been affected. And so I feel like it's reaching, closer to home, so to speak. Yeah. And there's still a fair amount of misinformation. However, I think, we don't want to be completely doom and gloom. I think there's also, we've got to balance that out with, hope. So today, just a few hours ago, the FDA approved the release of a certain number of Pfizer vaccines. And my employer will be receiving the vaccine for frontline workers in the next few days. So, I think that we still have got some challenging months ahead of us, but I think the vaccine offers some hope for a new normalcy moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I completely agree. Like, I would say 2 weeks ago, I really didn't know many people personally who had it, which is kind of shocking that I just didn't. I mean, and granted, I'm sure there's people that I know that I probably just don't know had it, but I have several family members now who more than likely got it during Thanksgiving. But I mean, it definitely reinforces, and although it's a very different Thanksgiving for us, I'm actually pretty happy that my family chose to only have Thanksgiving dinner with the people who live in this house. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm excited about this vaccine. I was skeptical at first, not because I don't believe in vaccines, because I absolutely do, but I was worried that it was going to be rushed But it definitely looks like the data is very positive. And I mean, if I were to show up at work tomorrow and they asked, do you want it? I'd be like, yes, please.
Mm-hmm. You know what, y'all? While we're talking about hot topics, we failed to recognize that this vaccine is a hot topic. And, you know, not to go completely off the rails here, but, you know, I was on the radio listening, and a majority of Black people are like, nope, I don't trust it. I'm not going to do it. Can either one of y'all talk about what your opinions are as physicians about the vaccine? Are you gonna take it? Are you gonna give it to your kids? What are you gonna tell your patients?
I mean, I plan to take it when it's offered to me. I mean, assuming that we as healthcare workers are going to be some of the first people that it's offered to, I'm assuming that my kids are probably going to be like last in line. I'm assuming my mom, who will be 65, don't be mad at mom for telling your age, in February, I think that she and Americans 65 and older, don't quote me on that, but I'm thinking and I'm hoping that they will also be offered the vaccine kind of early on. I plan on getting it. That's all I know.
Yeah, I plan on getting it. You asked my husband. He jokingly replies, "Yeah, I'm gonna get it in both arms." You know, so I think to a certain degree it offers some potential peace of mind. It's going to, you know, in adherence to the CDC guidelines and recommendations, in most places it's going to be rolled out in a phased fashion in which, again, frontline workers will be the first to be offered the vaccine. But, you know, I think in coming weeks, it may behoove us to have an infectious disease expert come and just talk, you know, just break it down in very simple layman's terms about the process that that the vaccine has gone through, and to speak on its safety and its efficacy.
Yeah, that would be awesome. They could teach me some. I'm definitely not an expert in it.
Definitely. Let's do that, y'all. So revisit us. We're going to revisit this topic in a couple of weeks. So just to remind you guys, you know, this is a production that we're creating. We are in discussions now with networks. You all will see the CapeMD. And just to remind you, we're 4 female African-American physicians, and we're bringing you medical expertise, but the difference is you're getting it from an authentic perspective, because we use real life stories. We're degular, but we disseminate it with love and with our personality. So we're going to show you guys our little trailer. We think it's hot. And then when we come back from the trailer, we're going to talk about how to relieve all this stress. You know, my girl, Dr. Amber, she's got the wine down there, but we got a little expert that's going to come to talk to y'all about CBD. So bring all your questions, because not all CBD is the same. I'm just saying. Don't go to the gas station and get it, y'all.
I'm just going to say, you love to talk about how we degular. We are extraordinary.
We are.
Okay, you hear me?
Wear the crown. Wear the crown and adjust mine. Yes.
I mean, we're very down to earth. Don't get me wrong. We're down to earth. But I'm just saying.
I'm the crazy one. I'm the crazy one. Dr. Amber, she's the mama of the group. Dr. Kristen, she's the fun, spirited, lighthearted one. I'm not going to tell you what my nickname and Dr. Kristen's nickname is, but tune in. We might share that show.
Oh yeah, no, we can't tell. We cannot reveal our nickname.
Don't put the family business in the streets. All right, trailer. I'm excited. Show the people what we're doing.
All right, here it comes. Here it comes. If I can get my computer act right. It's being real slow today. Okay, here we go. I promise it's coming. Oh, it is there. Okay, here we go.
Superwoman embodies superpowers, which means that you overextend.
For us in healthcare, you're expected to show up for your patients every day, and yet we're human beings.
Fragrances are actually considered a trade secret, and because of that, they are not required to list the Brooks. I'm Dr. Kristen Trulier-Jackson.
I'm Dr. Tanika Dawson-Knox.
I'm Dr. Lakeisha Legree.
And this is the Cbd.
All right, y'all. That was our trailer.
Yes, that's awesome. Y'all, please comment and let us know if y'all like it. Not that we need, any affirmations because we're trying to,
right next to Phoenix City, to speak with Kevin and Bonnie Rehrman of the Georgia Silk.
What's that I hear, y'all?
Oh no, I don't think they can hear it, but we can hear it.
Georgia Silk Company for some years now.
Okay, well, we're
since
we're about to bring on Courtney Brooks, who is a fantastic expert with respect to
I think it is coming through. I think everybody can hear it. It may be.
I have no idea what this is from.
Oh, well, let's fix it.
All right, let me just take everybody out for a second.
And have them tell their story for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you again to Blackology Coffee Company for sponsoring this video.
All right, can y'all hear it anymore?
Nope, we're good.
All right, we're back. Keisha, your mic is muted.
Is Courtney backstage?
Yep, she's ready. You ready for her?
Y'all, this wouldn't be a show if there was no technical difficulties.
Lord have mercy.
Right? We can use that as a life analogy. What? You fall down, but you gotta get back up. So let's get back up and keep it moving. Courtney, where you at, girl? I want to present to you guys Courtney Brooks. Y'all, Courtney first of all, beautiful black magic queen. Look at her, those beautiful locks. She is super intelligent. She is a registered nurse. She is my nurse manager at Elevate MD Wellness. She keeps in line. And she's the co-owner of Naked Nectar. That's Naked Nectar. It's a CBD company. And what makes her company different is that they use very pure organic products with very little, zero additives at all. Not all CBD is the same, y'all. So we're going to talk to her. She's going to educate us about CBD, the endocannabinoid system, which is a real system in the body. And basically, exactly, endocannabinoid. Say that 12 times.
Almost.
And she's going to talk about there's capsules, there's gummies, there's liquids, there's flowers. I didn't even know there were flowers. So anyway, Courtney, how are we going to get through this COVID? Help us out.
Yes. Thank you for that introduction. So I'll just kind of get started as a general overview of what CBD is, because it's popping up everywhere. People are seeing it in skincare products. It's on food. It's everywhere. And a lot of people don't know what it is. And then a little brief overview of what you mentioned, the endocannabinoid system and how that regulates everything, right? So we can start there. Inside your body is your endocannabinoid system. Basically, big word. In short terms, it means it's your regulatory center, right? So it's the reason that you don't have to tell your body, hey, body, feel good today, or hey, body, breathe today, or hey, body, do this. It just regulates it. It keeps your body in homeostasis. So when everything is good, it controls your mood, controls your appetite, it controls your pain levels, controls everything. So when it's regulated, you're good. Everything feels good, right? So when something's misfiring, that's when we start to get into some of our issues. That's when we start to feel anxious or depressed or stressed or get into some of our chronic pain issues. That's not normal, right? That's not the normal thing to have. And that's when we start looking at medicines or something to make us feel better or be better, right? So the beautiful thing about CBD, which is short for cannabidiol, it's actually a cannabinoid, lots of words, right? So you get confused. But it mimics what we already have in our bodies, which is the beautiful thing. So inside of our body, endo, meaning inside, we have an endocannabinoid system. CBD is a phytocannabinoid, just meaning that it was grown or synthesized outside by light. It's a plant. Or excuse me, it's from the hemp plant. It's extracted from the hemp plant. CBD itself is not a plant. You can't just get some CBD, put the seeds in and grow it outside. It's extracted from the hemp plant, also extracted from the marijuana plant, but we're going to focus on what's federally legal. And it is extracted from the hemp plant. And that's what you see kind of everywhere and showing up. So like I mentioned.
Courtney, can you tell us the difference between what's not federally legal and what's federally legal?
Yeah. So THC is what people know of. It makes you feel high. It's the psychoactive component of cannabis, right? So marijuana and hemp are cousins. And so they're very close in structure. So when you use or smoke weed, marijuana, you get high, but you still get some of the medicinal benefits. People are like, well, I mean, yeah, I'm a little high, but I'm also not nauseous. I'm high, but it calmed my pain. I'm high, but I did this. So the beautiful thing about CBD or extracting CBD from hemp is that you can also extract out the THC. So you still get the great medicinal and wellness benefits, but you don't get the psychoactive benefits. You don't get high. You don't have to worry about being paranoid. You don't have to worry about your boss looking over your shoulder. You don't have to worry about driving. It's just getting the good parts of the plant without feeling high. So that's a huge stigma that we work so hard to educate. Like our number one, we're educators. Period. We offer free consultations. We do speaking engagements. Like we are educators first. If we never sold another product, which I mean, we want to sell products, but our purpose, and it's in our mission statement, that education first. It's so important that people know what they're putting in their bodies, and people don't know what they're putting in their bodies. So we want to kill that stigma. So yeah, but that's kind of what CBD is, but what it's good for, and I touched on it a little bit, it's good for anything that your endocannabinoid system would normally do for you. So it's good for alleviating pain. It's good for calming, relaxation. It's a natural muscle relaxer. It's a natural anti-inflammatory. It's a natural analgesic or pain reliever. It's just natural. It's been used since the beginning of time. 4,500 BC, I think, is the first recorded point that it's been used. So it's been around forever, right? It's just now being researched.
So if I was an older patient, let's say, in my 70s, and I remember the kind of, hippie psychedelic days, how would you tell me I can get started? Particularly if I, I might be in the church and I really want my church members to know, how would you talk to me if I'm like, oh, what she got over there? How can I help?
Yeah. So one of the most discreet kind of ways that we like to sneak people into it, and I'll go into detail a little bit later about all the ways you can take it, is by taking it in like tincture or CBD oil form is one of the most common ways. And we just kind of tell people, hey, this is what it is. We break it down kind of like we just did. It mimics exactly what's already inside your body. We're not giving anything crazy. We're not giving you chemicals. This is nothing that's going to make you show out or anything. It's all natural. And
okay, Courtney, can I stop you for 1 second?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to break it down for us. What is a tincture? Can you break that one down?
Yeah, I brought stuff for show and tell.
Yeah.
This is tincture. I don't know if you can kind of see it and where my camera is. So it's like this. It's oil. I thought I had one open, but I don't know. It's all right. My show assistant left me. But either way, you just open it and it's just oil in here. It's liquid and it's just like a dropper, like a little medicine dropper. I'm not sure how well y'all can see that. And you squeeze it and then you would just kind of pull it out and it would be full, right? It would be full of liquid and you just squirt it right here under your tongue. Because one of the quickest ways to get stuff and absorb it into our bloodstream is through our mucous membranes. So under your tongue, you have arteries, you have capillaries, you have everything. So it absorbs and it soaks in and just goes right into your body.
So do you do a couple of drops or do you do like the whole little?
Yeah. So they have serving sizes on each of them and it tells you how much is in each like dropper full. So, okay. But everybody is kind of specific on your dose. So you play around with it. The good thing is about it is if you take too much, you're probably just going to take a nap. I mean, you're just going to go to sleep. There's not like, again, since the beginning of time, and I'm knocking on everything, there has not been one recorded overdose of this. So you're just going to be sleepy, maybe. But a good rule of thumb for where to start in dosing is it's 1 to 6 milligrams for every 10 pounds of your body weight. So for example, let's say you are 100 pounds, because I got to do easy math right now. So you're 100 pounds, you divide that by 10 because you're doing for every 10 pounds of your body weight, right? So we have the number 10. So now you have your 1 milligram to 6 milligram range. So 1 times 10 is 10 and 1 times 6 is 60. So for that day, you should be taking 10 milligrams to 60 milligrams of CBD. That somewhere in that range should be your ideal dose. So like this one I have on me is a lower dose. It's 300 milligram tincture, but 1 dropper is 7.5 milligrams. So for somebody who is starting or somebody who's like maybe a little older or somebody who just is sensitive to medicine, I would say maybe start with 2 full droppers. That gives you 15 milligrams. That's the low end of your ideal kind of dosage, right? And so for the lower end, I tell people if you have like maybe an acute injury, something that just happened, you sprained your ankle or something that's not always going on, or you've got something coming up, you're like, oh, I have test anxiety, or oh, I have this. Maybe at those lower doses, you'll be fine. So I take it a step up and recommend it to people if you have maybe kind of baseline anxiety all the time and you need a little something stronger. You want to look at your dosages, like your full bottles or your full spectrums and everything, around 500 to 900 milligrams. And I'm talking for the whole bottle, not one dose. Please don't take that in one dose. 500 to 900 milligrams. You're going to look more at your people who might have inflammatory processes. You might have like inflammatory bowel syndrome or Crohn's disease or something inflammatory going on, because you're going to want something a little bit stronger than the 100, 200, 300 milligrams. And I typically reserve the ones that are like 1,000 and up for people who might have chronic issues, our fibromyalgia patients, if you've got neuropathy, if you've got insomnia. You want higher doses if you're trying to sleep. So that's kind of, oh, you got a question or you need?
Courtney, can you?
You're talking about trying to sleep. It's nice with all this anxiety and stress.
Yeah.
Sleep is far and few between. So I was like, sign me up.
So Courtney, you mentioned earlier, this is all great information, and you mentioned earlier that there were different formulations of CBD, and you've talked to given us great information about the tincture oil formulations. In my practice, I see a lot of patients, especially older adults, who have a fair amount of joint pain, whether that be knee pain or arthritic pain in their hands. Can you talk a little bit about what you would recommend for people who have joint pain.
Right. Yes. I'm glad you asked. So for that, I recommend a salve. So it's like a topical, a rub on. This is one that we sell. This is actually one of our best sellers because it absorbs and begins to work so quickly. The beautiful thing about it, I think people forget that skin is also an organ, and it also is going to absorb anything. Now, it doesn't go into your bloodstream, but the thing is, it gets right there up under those first few layers of fat, tissue, and everything, and starts to work within like 5 or 10 minutes. So we'll tell people, take some, rub it on, walk around, finish shopping, finish doing whatever you're doing, and then come back and kind of tell us how it's working. And 9 times out of 10, they either come back. Now they're skipping past the table or they're dancing. They're like, you see my knees? You see this? You see that? It gets in there, and it's a natural anti-inflammatory. And we don't have to worry about, I mean, research is still being done, but we don't have to worry about the kidney damage or the liver damage. Just taking like NSAIDs and ibuprofen and stuff all the time. So this is also a great introductory way and another discreet way. A lot of people kind of don't want to smoke or they don't want to taste it or it's nasty, blah, blah, blah. This is a great way to help with like contact pain, like if you're just trying to spot treat something. So yeah. That's a great way. Yeah.
Yeah. So Courtney, you mentioned the skin, which is our largest organ. Can you tell us, are there any benefits that CBD has on the skin?
Absolutely. Yeah, there's a whole skincare. I mean, skincare is everywhere. It's good. Again, it's just going back to that inflammatory process, eczema, psoriasis, acne. It's got natural antibacterial properties, which acne is just trapped bacteria up under your skin. So we know that you've got facial cleansers, you've got serums, you've got all kinds of things, and it doesn't work alone. It actually works better. It's a phenomenon called the entourage effect. So you want to make sure you're getting something that says full spectrum or whole spectrum CBD. And what that means is that you're getting all of the cannabinoids. You're not just getting CBD. There's over 150 in the hemp plant alone. So you're getting all of those. Plus you're getting over 200 what's called terpenes. It's just it's natural, like essential oils and aromatherapy, right? So the lavender, the pine, the lemon, those exist in nature. Those exist in this plant. So they're not just working by themselves. You're getting natural. So you're getting herbs, you're getting the CBD, you're getting all kinds of things. And so it's like, it's not working by itself, but you're getting all kind of the plant benefits. So like if you went out and bought something, you're like, oh yeah, like red clover or aloe or something is good for my skin. 9 times out of 10, if you're getting a formulation, a true whole spectrum CBD formulation, you're getting all of that stuff as well. So,
wow.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said a true full spectrum formulation because what would you say to that person that's like, yeah, they selling it down the street at the Shell gas station. I'm going to go ahead and pick me some.
If they don't have lab test at the Shell gas station, put it back, put it on the shelf, run, don't walk, leave. That is the number one thing I tell people. If there's not like a QR code or here, this product has a bigger one. Like on the bottom of this, there's like a little QR code there or something on every single product. I can pick up any product. I got a lot of products on my little shelf. See this little QR code or barcode or something? They should have that. You scan it. It goes directly to the lab testing. It tells you there's no pesticides. There's no heavy metals. It tells you how much CBD is in your product. It also, some advanced ones tell you how much of every other cannabinoid is in your product. If there's no lab testing or nobody can be transparent or you can't reach out to that retailer or that distributor and be like, hey, what's in this? Or hey, what's in that? And they can't tell you, then you don't need it. Because CBD is not regulated by the FDA. It's the wild, wild west out there. So you can go to TJ Maxx and go down the beauty aisle these days and everything says CBD, CBD, CBD infused. Technically, they could have one single drop of CBD extract and put CBD on the bottle, on the label. They actually don't have to have any at all because it's not a regulated thing. So do your research. Yes.
That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we actually do have a few questions from our audience. So someone asked, how is CBD for energy?
For energy. It's great for energy. So there's different strains, and I'll just show you a little flower bud as I'm talking about it because it all kind of comes from this. God, sorry, other co-owner is a lot stronger than me. So this is the actual flower. So this is kind of how it starts out. This is after it's been like trimmed and everything. But so it starts out as kind of this. And there's strains, there's sativas, which are kind of like uppers. You think about it, sativa, S-A-T. So Saturday, S-A-T. On Saturday, you want to be up, you want to be live, you want to be, energized. So Saturday, sativa, right? And then indicas, I-N-D for indica, I-N-D for indoor. You think about indicas, you want to be indoors. You want to be relaxed. You want to calm down. You want to be like kind of, in for the night, right? So if you look at more sativa heavy strains, or some products don't specify which ones they are, that's where, again, the terpenes and everything comes in. You'll see that they're mixed with maybe lemon or citrus, or they're a little more fruity or something like that. You can use your sense of smell. That can give you an indicator that, yeah, this is more of a product that's good for daytime use, or good for energy, or good for focus. And again, those are things you'll take in at lower doses, because the more that you take, no matter what strain it is, you're going to get a little more sleepy. You're a little more sedated. So, but yeah, it's great for energy and focus.
Awesome. Another viewer asked, what do you think about CBD for the elderly? Do you have a suggested or recommended dose for that patient population?
Mm-hmm. Again, it goes back to that kind of general rule of thumb, that 1 to 6 milligrams for every 10 pounds of your body weight. I would start on lower end, that 1 to 2 range. But yeah, there hasn't really been anything in studies that show, of course, always consult with your physician. That's what we always have to tell people. If you're on other medicines, blood pressure medicines, cholesterol, so what and so forth. But there haven't been any studies that show that hinders, that age is an issue. That's honestly like our largest group. They are the people that are the most interested in this. They have the aches, the pains, the joint pain. They love it for this. They love it for energy. They've gotten energy that they haven't had back in years. Clear-headed focus. It's good for focus, memory retention. Y'all, it's good for so much stuff. It really is. It works directly with those CB1 receptors that are in your brain, in your central nervous system. It goes in and it turns on all that stuff that you haven't turned on in a while. Because your body thinks it's what's already in you. It mimics it. It's the same makeup. So it's like you're pouring gas in your tank. That's all it is. Natural gas in your tank. So,
yeah. Awesome.
Cool. Well, I love that analogy.
Oh, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. I was just saying, I love that analogy, gas in the tank. And just full disclosure, as an anesthesiologist, we use CBD as part of our multifocal treatment plans for chronic pain patients at Elevate MD Wellness Center. So I'm a firm believer, physician approved, stamp, but be careful who we get it from, where we get it from, y'all. Yes. Don't be going to the gas station. This was awesome, Courtney.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, guys.
Tell us on your products.
Yes.
Besides my clinic.
Yes. Coming soon. So we are online at www.naked-nectar, nectar.com. We ship to all 50 states. Our full online inventory is on there. We do some same day local deliveries if you're in Charlotte, North Carolina, within 10 miles of city center. But all those details are on our website. And then we are on Instagram at naked_nectar. And we also have a Facebook page, and you can just search Naked Nectar and find us there. But yeah, sign up for the email list. We run specials and deals all the time. We're at pop-up shows all over Charlotte. We have one on December 19th at Northridge Middle School. So yeah, we're super easy to get in touch with. We do free consultations if you guys have any more questions. 980-272-7171. Give us a call. You're going to get a real person. Set up an appointment time. We'll talk to you as long as you need to talk. So yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Courtney.
Thank you for having me, guys. This was fun.
Yes, it was a pleasure. Thank you, Courtney.
All right. Bye.
Have a great night. Thanks for joining everyone.
You're awesome. All right, everybody, that's our show. Thank y'all so much for joining us. Don't forget, every Thursday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Facebook Live or youtube.com/KPMD. Join us next Thursday for Haute Couture Holidays with our very own Derek Rutledge, makeup artist to Michelle Obama and Oprah. He's going to do some makeup application tutorials, so don't want to miss it, y'all. See you next week.
See ya.
Bye.